I know I'm delayed, but better late than never, right? Hey Chickadees! Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm participating in my first ever mid-year book freakout tag. Without further ado, let's get started with Best Book You've Read So Far in 2023. This one has to be I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. This is a memoir about Jeanette McCurdy and her struggles as a former child actor, including eating disorders, addiction, and a complicated relationship with her overbearing mother. My favorite thing about this book is the writing style. I like how it evolves as she grows up. It starts out sounding very childlike, but as the story progresses, the cadence of her words and sentence structure become more nuanced and adapt to an adult voice. The best sequel I read so far would have to be Terms and Conditions by Lauren Asher. This is the second book in the Dreamland Billionaire series, which follows Declan and Iris as he tries to get his part of the inheritance. I'll have another video explaining my full thoughts on those, so stay tuned for that. A new release I haven't read but really want to is Happy Place by Emily Henry. I'm trying to go into this one as blindly as possible, but I think it's a second chance romance kind of deal. Following that, we have most anticipated release for the second half of the year. I'm not really good at keeping track of this kind of stuff, but I think Heartstopper Volume 5 is coming out sometime in December. The two biggest disappointments would have to be The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake and Hello Stranger by Catherine Center. Okay, to be fair, I only got 100 or so pages into The Atlas 6 before I DNF'd, but I just felt really bored. Like, they seemed like they were just standing around meandering, not doing much, and it just left me feeling dull. And as for Hello Stranger, you could hear my full thoughts up here in this video. The biggest surprise of the year would also have to be one of the biggest disappointments, which is How to Sell a Haunted House by Grady Hendrix. This book for me was just pure nonsense. It went off the wall with haunted dolls, children ghosts, and even taxidermy squirrels, but it wasn't for me, so I gave it a 2.5 out of 5. Favorite new author of the year would have to be Lauren Asher, who wrote the Dreamland Billionaire series, and Tran, who wrote She Is a Haunting. I really like how Lauren Asher writes her romance characters. They have such witty banter, and the story itself has the right amount of sweetness and spice to it to make you keep reading. As for the author of She Is a Haunting, I like how her writing style is both poetic and lyrical while also being dark and detailed and grotesque. My newest favorite character would have to be Zara from The Fine Print. Although she's a sunshiny character, she's also very feisty, says what's on her mind, has really great banter with Rowan, and is just an overall great character. The next question, instead of a book that made you cry, I changed it to a book that made you feel visceral emotions. The three books that just really gave me the ick were Pen Pal by Dathan Auerbach, Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke by Eric LaRocca, and She Is a Haunting by Tran. All of these books just really made me feel gross at some point, like it sent shivers down my spine. It was just a lot sometimes. Now onto something more lighthearted, a book that made you happy. This would have to be The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. Now, I'm already a sucker for romance novels, but when you read one that just reminds you of how much you love to read, then that makes it that much sweeter. The most beautiful book I bought this year would have to be this edition of Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke. I just love how it's so haunting and mysterious. It makes you want to crack open the book to find out what it's about. Lastly, we have What Books Do You Need to Read by the End of the Year? I have quite a few on my list. I have Cruel Seduction by Katie Robert, Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross, Other Birds by Sarah Allen Addison, None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell, and Inkblood Sister Scribe by Emma Torres. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, all that jazz, and I'll see you when I see you. Take care, Chickadees.